We've taken a look at how to create a sway and what a sway looks like, but how can you as an educator utilize sways? In this video, I want to go over a few ways that I think you can utilize them. First, I recommend going to the Sway homepage at sway.office.com. Here, if you scroll down to the middle, they have a section called Start from a Template. Now you can see here there's a bunch of different templates, and I can even go to other pages of them. Now, I think these are important for two reasons. One, you can get some great ideas of what to use them for. Internal newsletter, resume, business presentation, portfolio. And as I go, you can see there's a bunch of them here. Newsletters, blogs, and so on. The other thing is that these templates can save you a ton of time when you're creating one. Let's say, for instance, that I want to click on the internal newsletter sway. It brings me to this template, and then I can click on Start Editing this Sway. This will bring me to a storyline that they recommend for an internal newsletter. Now, it obviously isn't the finished product. In fact, if I click play, you're going to see here that it's just generic. It has sample text in it all the way. So now when I go to the storyline, I can go in and start editing it. I can add in my images, text, and customize this so that it's what I want. So this is a way that you can use to save yourself some time instead of creating it from scratch. I'm going to back out of here. Another great place on the website is if you scroll to the bottom, down here it says Get Inspired by our featured sway. I think this is another great place to go check them out. There's a bunch of example ones in here, and I think you'll see ones that give you ideas of the type you'd like to create, as well as how you'd like to create them. Finally, and my favorite use for these, is creating tutorials or flipped class content. Remember that flipped class content is content that the students can consume outside of the class so that they can do the actual work, or you can engage them in higher order thinking while they're in class with you. Now, these are easy to create in here. For example, one that I created earlier in this chapter was this photosynthesis sway. Now, even though it is a very simplified one, if students got this, they would have the definition of photosynthesis, they'd watch this video, maybe I could add in here questions or things after that. Let's take a look at a good example of a sway that is teaching you something in a tutorial style. And that's one of the examples that is inside of here. I'm going to go in and delete some of these so I can get this other one to appear. And it's how to start a sway. I'll click on this, and you can see the storyline. I'm not concerned with this right now, but I want to push play. I think that this is an effective way to provide instruction and deliver content to students. This is an example that was created by Microsoft titled How to Start a Sway. And if I scroll down, the thing I really like about it is that they have the text in here. They're able to highlight important parts. Not only that, but they include images. I believe that images, illustrations, and charts, things like that, can really make a big difference in helping students learn the material. Here, when they're explaining to you something like, please click the play button, it's really helpful to see what it looks like, so you're more confident that you are doing the right thing. Down here, they're showing you examples of how you can create photo stacks. If I go down, it's telling me tip 1, understanding storyline, preview, and play, with images that go along with it. If I scroll down further, you'd see that they have videos and more in here. So I do believe this is a great way to create flipped content that you can share with your students. My final recommendation for utilizing Sway is to empower your students to create using this tool. So not only have them learn the content or learn the information for your class, but to actually use it to create something, to show that they truly understand that by creating something like a presentation or a sway. Hopefully you can find some great uses for sway in your classroom to improve student learning.